Welcome to the Purpose Driven Mom Show, episode 459. Today, we are going to talk about how to close out the end of the school year without that incredible chaos that I think a lot of us feel. Because here's the thing, it's real. We are doing our May-Sember challenge in the Purpose Driven Mom Club right now, where every single week we have different prompts and taking 5 to 15 minutes a day to just make May feel less stressful. And so I'm hoping if you're a club member, this May is feeling different than the past Mays you've had. And if you're not, you can go to a purposedrivenmom.com/club to get on our wait list for the next time we open. But the end of the school year is chaos. And when we were on our call the other day, one of the club members was saying her kid gets done mid-May. Mine don't get done to the second week of June. So I have a little bit more time. So your kids might be done. They might be closing things up, and I want to talk about all that today. Your show notes are going to be at a purposedrivenmom.com/podcast 459. We'll have all of the links to everything there. Okay. But I know that there's a lot on your mind. Final projects, award ceremonies, class parties, the Spirit Week. Can we talk about the Spirit Week? Like, why do we have to have the Spirit Week right before school ends? I also have a high school senior this year, so graduation is happening. All these things to kind of close up shop. And the kids are also feeling it. They're excited for the year to end, but there is this like emotional load of transitions, not just for them, but also for us. Our kids are saying, goodbye to their teachers. They're getting ready to go to a new grade. I don't know about you. I'm a mushball. And I think part of it is because I have a senior and I have a first grader and I have a third grader. So I'm seeing one kid get ready to fly the nest and go to college and like really say goodbye. Like, oh, stop. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, like I actually feel like I'm gonna cry. That just hit me in the chest. The boys this weekend, my husband and my stepson, they're actually down in Atlanta. My oldest is going to Morehouse in the fall, and they're there right now for an accepted students weekend. Oh, I feel the feelings. And so it's all so real. And my husband and I, we've been together since my stepson was 4. He's with us half the time. I've helped raise him. And oh, yep, yep. So if you're watching on YouTube, you probably see me right now feeling like I'm a little bit of a mess. If you're on the podcast, not on YouTube, feel free to come watch. But man, there's a lot of feelings. I am in big feeling land, and I know he is in big feeling land. He's 18, he's getting ready to go to college. I just, you hope you prepared them. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna try to hold this together for the rest of the episode. But because I have this unique perspective of having older kids and younger kids, I know how fast the time goes. And lately, man, I'm watching my daughter. She's almost 10. She'll be 10 in December. So what is that? She's 9 and a half. And she's really becoming her own little person. And the puberty is hitting, and she's just becoming a big kid. Double digits feels like such a big kid. And my little guy, he in my brain, you ever have your kids just like implanted at a certain age in your head? Like he's 4, maybe 5. Like he's still in his last year of preschool. Like he just turned 5 in my head, where in reality, he's going to be 8 at the end of the summer. And I'm not ready for it. There's just so much emotions happening for me. So I can't even imagine what it feels like for them. And especially if you're making that transition maybe from elementary to middle to high school to goodbye. My son, he's been at his school since kindergarten. He goes to a private school. And so, man, oh, I got the feelings, right? There's just so many feelings. Add on top of that the mental load, the calendar overwhelm, the decision fatigue, right? There was a survey from care.com, the people who make the babysitters and connect you, right? That found that 67% of moms feel that the end of year season is actually more stressful than the holidays. And I believe it. At least with the holidays, there's like a break, right? You're like, all right, all this is happening, there's a lot going on, but then we get like 2 weeks off and we get to chill. Now I know that summer is coming, but we're still in spring sports season. At the time of this recording, I'm actually going to Florida next week for cheer. So we're closing out cheer season and then a new cheer season starts. My son is playing softball, baseball. I mean, it's like all happening and there's no break. So I'm very excited for summer, but maybe you're feeling the same. Maybe you're feeling the mental overwhelm. And I want to give you some tips today to make kind of your wrap up survival plan. Again, we have this mini course. We'll link it over in the show notes. It's your May-Sember survival guide if you want to check it out. $17. It goes through the prompts. There's some videos and things like that. So we'll make sure that gets linked up for you. And I want to give you some of those tips today. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to declutter your mind and your calendar. I want you to brain dump everything, okay? Every event, every to do, everything that's like ping ponging back in your head to give yourself some brain space, okay? You take a piece of paper, dump it all out, right? And then you're going to categorize it. We're going to categorize it by event. So I just did this last week with the club when we did our May planning, but I went through and I was like, okay, Isaiah, that's my youngest, Ariana, Dean, like I went through each of my kids. What do they have going on? Then I went through with Girl Scouts because I'm a Girl Scout leader. We're getting ready for our bridging. We're going camping in a couple weeks. Like we have all that happening. Then I went through to cheer because I'm on the booster club. So I got to close up shop with cheer stuff. I then went through with work, right? Then I'm going to categorize it. Once you have it categorized, I want you to grab a highlighter and I want you to go through and ask yourself two questions. So two color highlighters, two questions. Question one, what can I delegate? So you're going to go through and say, is there something somebody else can do? Do you need to be the one who goes and buys the teacher gift cards? Okay. Do you need, can you automate? Can you order your groceries for the next couple weeks to make it easier? Things like that. And then with your other highlighter, you're going to ask yourself, what can I drop for now? So maybe every year you do these elaborate end of year teacher gifts. Okay. Maybe this is the year you're like, I'm going to get a gift card and here we go. Let it go, right? Things like the Spirit Week we'll talk about. Now, I am very lucky because my son, he does not like Spirit Days. Like this man will not even dress up for pajama day, okay? It is not his thing. My daughter cares sometimes. So for Decades Day, she was so excited for her 80s outfit. And then for the 100th day of school, she just didn't care, right? So this is something I'm choosing to drop and delegate for the end of the year. Spirit Week is coming. My son does not care. My older child, my middle child, she cares sometimes. She's also 9. She is old enough to get her outfits together by herself, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to her, I am not going to get you outfits together for any of the spirit days coming up. If this is something you're interested in, here's the list of when they are. Go through your closet and pull stuff out now. If you need to make a run to the thrift store for something, with me, like come to me with a list of what we need from the thrift store and we can make one trip. And I will take you to the thrift store one time to see what we can find for your outfits. And if she does not do it, I'm going to let her. I think I've mentioned a few times on the podcast that I've listened to the Let Them theory this year. Oh, game changer. And it's let them. If she wants to do it, she will do it. And you know, my friends and I, we were just at coffee the other day and we were having this conversation about how old our kids are. So most of my friends' kids, same age, maybe a year older. And like, is it too soon? Like, do we let them, right? We just had an orchestra concert. My daughter is in the orchestra. She was actually first chair, not so humble brag, in the orchestra concert for cello the past week that we just did it, right? And we were talking about this, and it was like, do I let them not practice? Like, how much do I hound them? And I think now that she's moving into 4th grade, we're transitioning out of mom is micromanaging your life into let me assist you. I just listened to this podcast. Oh, I gotta find it. It was super good, but it talked about how our goal as parents is to become their consultants until they are ready to independently launch. And I loved that framing, right? Because it was like, I want to be here. I'm going to be here to help you. But if I am constantly reminding you to make sure your Chromebook is charged for school, it's not teaching you any responsibility. I will not be there when you go to college to charge your Chromebook. And again, I feel like I'm in this unique position because I'm living this life right now with my oldest. And the question that happens to me often, oh, I feel the feelings again. It's like, oh gosh, it's like, did we do enough? Right. And I think I'm not, oh, sorry, I'm not done parenting him just because he's 18, right? He's always my kid. But as you send your kids, oh goodness, as you send your kids out and into college, did you do enough? Like, did you do enough to make them these contributing members of society? Do my kids know how to do their laundry? Can he make enough food for himself? Like all these things, you're like, did I equip them? And because I'm at this spot, all right, whew, all right, because I'm at this spot with my oldest, it's making me very reflective about where I wish I had given him more independence when he was younger so that he can learn to do this. We just listened to The Anxious Generation or read it in our book club, in the Purpose Driven Mom Club, and it was really good. And it talks about the increase of social media usage, video games technology, and the decrease of independent play and risky play, and how we as parents are not allowing our kids time to just have risky play where like they need to learn like what their own limits are, and it depends on the age, obviously, but like my daughter loves to climb trees, for example. I struggle with the climbing of the trees because she will. My husband has sent me pictures sometimes, like if they're at football and I'm not around and she's just playing because we let her play outside, while her brother's at football. And I remember, if I can find the picture too, I'll put the picture, like up in the highest tree. And my mom heart panics because accidents happen. But I need to let her find and learn her own limits. So anyway, the book is about this, about how we don't allow our children space and time to do these things, to learn. So anyway, the point of this is I want you to take your list. I'm like, this was not what we were talking about today, but I want you to take your list and ask yourself, are there things that I can delegate, especially to your children, right? Especially to your children, that they can be doing right now? Or what can you just drop completely? Is there maybe some stuff you typically do at the end of the year, tradition or not tradition wise, that you're like, this just isn't the year for it? We normally go camping in June. I don't have it planned right now. And I actually don't think we're going to be able to go camping in June. I just don't think it's going to fit into our schedule. So I'm sad about it, but I'm going to find another time for us to go camping, right? It's just we have to make some different decisions. So once you've decluttered your mind, once you've gotten your calendar cleaned up, then you're like, all right, now I'm going to simplify my must-dos. I'm going to take those teacher gifts and keep it simple. School projects, let's make sure they're broken down. My daughter, they have a wax museum. They do a research project and then they stand there like, like a wax, and then you tap them and they tell you who it is, right? I'm going to help my kid with it. Again, I'm not going to feed her to the wolves and be like, you have to figure it out. You're 9. I'm going to help get her books from the library, but I'm going to help break it down for her. I also want you to decide on about events. Say no to a couple things, okay? Graduation parties are one of them, right? Obviously, like we'll attend the ones for my son's closest friends. He can attend all of them if he wants, but me as the parent, right? Like I don't need to go to everything. And I think that's the other thing I'm struggling slash learning is like my kids are getting to the age where we're starting to do more drop off things because of the nature of our calendar. My husband and I have to split up activities. We can't all be at everything all the time. So the past few weeks, one of us has been traveling. So one of us is in charge of, it'll be 3 weeks in a row, four weeks in a row where one of us is quote solo parenting that weekend. And of course, their activities are the same time. Like this Saturday alone, field hockey and baseball are at the exact same time. And then my son has back-to-back birthday parties. Okay. That is a lot. And my husband is away. I've had to lean into my village, right? So if this was Cara, I'm going to tell you something right now. If this was me weeks ago giving myself advice, I would tell myself to have my kid pick one of the birthday parties, right? I didn't listen to my own advice, but that's what I would say because you don't have to go to everything, right? It's okay if you have to miss a couple things. It's okay if you don't attend every single thing that's going on right now. It's a good season to slow down just a little bit. Well, the next thing I was going to talk about was preparing for emotional transitions for your kids, but clearly we should probably be talking about your emotional transitions for yourself because I'm struggling. So let's talk about the kids first, and then we'll talk about how we can prepare ourselves. Kids at this point might be anxious, they might be excited, they might be emotional, they might miss their friends. I remember, I mean, this was obviously pre-phones, cell phones, and internet age. When I was in school, right? When you went home for the summer, you didn't really talk to your friends, right? I remember the summer before 6th grade or after 6th grade. Yep, it was right going into middle school. All my friends lived in one part of town and I did it. And my parents wouldn't drive me up there because they were at work to hang out with those friends that could like walk to each other's house. So I like came back in 7th grade, lost all my friends. It's still like I think about this a lot. Kids might be feeling this. Like I might not talk to my friends anymore. Who am I going to hang out with? Now my kids, they play really well together. They also fight really well together. But I think about my friends whose kids are only children, things like that. They're like, well, what am I going to be doing? And so let them process, okay? Talk about the end of the school year. Celebrate the growth that they have made. Celebrate the exciting parts of the year. Have, a little thing. Go take a walk and talk about it. And also talk about summer. Ask them. Have a family meeting. What are you excited about for the summer? What are some things you would like to do? So I typically buy this massive calendar, which I haven't bought yet. So this is a good reminder. Okay, so let's real-time coach myself. Normally, I buy this massive bucket list calendar off Etsy. It has June, July, and August on it. And it has a bunch of random things. And as we go through the summer, we can check them off. Go to the beach, take a picnic, fly a kite, go to a baseball game. And it really helps us like do things in the summer. I have not bought it yet. It's it's not even $20 on Etsy. It prints, it comes to you. I love it, right? Um, but I need to ask myself, is this one of those things that I can drop for the year? Do I need it? So do I? Couldn't we just make our own bucket list? Can we come up with our own thing where I ask my kids what they want to do? Yeah. So guess what? I'm making the decision right now, you and me hanging out. I'm not going to buy it. I'm still going to make a bucket list for them. I'm sure I can go on Canva. I can find something. I can use ChatGPT. I can make my own bucket list thing. I don't feel like spending $20 on a huge poster. We just don't need it. And I would rather have a conversation with my children about what they want on the poster first, okay? Talk to them about that. Maybe go through and have an end of year reflection activity where you can write down your favorite memories from the school year. Now, kids, they struggle to remember. So maybe go through pictures, right? Go through pictures on your phone together. Look at those memories and make maybe you can make a little scrapbook. Do something to help your kids really like connect so that they feel less anxious about the summer anyway. And also build in some downtime for you and yourself. Now, again, it's May. My kids are still in school. Your kids might be done. If your kids are still in school, homework's probably lightening up, or maybe they have projects to do. Build in time to let them play, even just have quiet time. And build in downtime for yourself. As we're getting through the chaos, I work from home. My kids go to school 9 to 3. So that's when I get to work. That's when I get to be alone. So I do have this quiet space. My kids will go to camp 5 weeks and we'll be home 5 weeks. So I need to look at my summer calendar and really make sure I have time for myself to decompress. So in the next week or so, I might like watch all the TV shows I want to make sure I watch because once my kids are home, we're not doing those types of things. I'm gonna miss that freedom and flexibility that I have now to like go have coffee with friends without kids. Now, we all have kids, so we can bring our kids to the coffee. It's not a big deal. But giving yourself some downtime is going to help you feel a little bit more in control of the chaos, okay? And then I want you to pre-plan the summer pivot. I highly recommend that after school ends, and if you're homeschooling, you can create this as well. Block off one day where you don't do anything. The day after school ends. Now, and this is why we're not doing our camping trip, right? Because school was supposed to end one day, and then I live in Philly. They gave everybody off for the Eagles parade. It extended the school year one year, which did throw me off because we were going to go camping during the week. I want to give them a day of downtime at least. And if we wait that day, it's going to overlap with other plans that we have, right? So I'm blocking off a day of nothing. So the day after the last day of school, we're not rushing on vacation. We're not going camping. We're not planning play dates with friends. We're doing nothing. We're giving what we love to call a nothing day. We're going to hang at home. I will let them watch whatever TV they want to watch. I will let their nervous system and their brains decompress from being at school. All right. Then I want you to actually think about your summer rhythm. Okay. This is where you're not going to over plan. You're just going to decide what are our mornings going to look like in the summer? What are we going to do every week? When are we going to camps? When are we going on vacation? I really recommend a visual calendar for your kids so they know this is it. Because we don't do the same thing every week in the summer, it's very fun, but it's a lot more planning. So my kids, that first week, I think they end on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I can't remember now if it's the Tuesday or the Wednesday, but we have those couple days. We're gonna like chill, and then they go to camp that next week. Now, I plan my summer so that my kids are at camp for 5 weeks so that I can like really push with work. And then the 5 weeks they're home, we either travel, we go camping, we're on vacation, or we just do mommy's camp where we go to the beach and go on hikes and stuff like that, right? So asking yourself, what is happening each week for the next month? Going over that with your kids, and then also talking to your kids about the rhythms. Okay, we don't have to use the word routine here. We can say, what's the rhythm? So on camp days, this is what our morning looks like because at some point you got to get out of your pajamas. Okay. On non-camp days, this is what our morning looks like because also you need to go brush your teeth, right? So having a visual chart for them is going to be helpful. Decide now. Go through now and pre-plan that transition period for yourself. Okay. What things that happen during the school year, like do you extend bedtimes in the summer? Decide that now. Now my kids go to bed at 9. I don't want to extend their bedtime. That's actually late. And I think, but the only reason they go to bed at 9 is because we do activities. So by the time everybody gets home, showers, it's like 8:30 already. It's wild. So I don't want to let them stay up till 9:30, 10. Their bodies need more sleep. So Maybe we'll extend bedtime to 9:15, but I really don't want to. But maybe your kids go to bed at 7 or 8 and you want to give them till 8 or 9. Decide that now. I also recommend you create a boredom list. You don't call it that. Maybe we just call ours an activity list. You could call it boredom busters or whatever. But the things when your kids say, I'm bored, they can go to this list. So visually, we keep this. Now, we also have some tech rules. Another thing you're going to want to plan out. What does tech look like in your home for the summer? Now, we have tablet rules. My kids just got tablets the past few months. So we've got some tablet rules. They're allowed an hour a day. If they want extra time, there's certain things that they can do to earn extra time. But I don't have a lot of rules on the TV. I know that I'm going to want them in the summer. The reason I don't have a lot of rules, or we don't have a lot of rules in our home around TV, is because we're not home that much. So I don't care if my kids watch TV before school as long as they get dressed, brush their teeth, and have their breakfast first. If they do those things, watch whatever TV you want. Okay. Same during the week, because during the week, we're at activities almost every mentioned baseball, cheer, like we're out nearly almost. I cannot wait for sports to end. We don't do any sports in the summer. Scouts ends for both my kids. We won't do any organized sports. My daughter will probably go to like open gyms, tumbling classes. We might have some tumbling privates with her coach for cheer. Last year I didn't sign us up for anything. The year before they did a bowling league that they liked, and I found that we just don't want to be committed. We don't want to be committed any night of the week if we don't have to. So that if we want to go to the boardwalk, if we want to go to the beach, if we want to take a hike, like if a friend is like, "Hey, come down visit," we can do that. So that's something we've decided. So what does it look like for you? Now during the school year, I don't care about my kids' TV use because we're just really not home that much. They have certain shows they can't watch, right? Like my kids aren't permitted YouTube, things like that. But I don't care about the time because they do other things. They play outside, whatever. Well, in the summer, it might look different. On camp days, they're at camp 9 to 4. It's just like school. But on non-camp days, I know I'm going to have to create this. So I want to make those tech rules now. I want to have a list of things they can do. I love when my kids are bored. Now, side note, in the moment, sometimes I get annoyed and frustrated, and then I'm like, there's a huge mess, and da, 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 because my kids are incredibly creative, like most kids are, which means that there's paint everywhere and stuff, and there's a mess, right? But I love it because this is the one thing I was like, again, reading in this book, but like, we don't let our kids be bored. And that is where creativity happens, right? Like, my house is the house. Like, if we have a play date, kids are starting to get phones in my daughter's grades, which I have feelings about, but you do what you want to do in your house, right? Like, we just don't. So when kids come to play dates at our house, phones, watches, tablets get put aside, and we have tech-free play dates. Sleepovers are different. We'll probably watch a movie, whatever. But if your friend is coming over for 2 to 3 hours, you're not doing anything on the tech. You're gonna go play. And my daughter and her friend the other day were like, oh, like they wanted to watch a movie, which they wanted to watch Hamilton, and I was like, I kind of love that. But like, let's say that for a sleepover date, right? Go play. So they actually wanted to paint the clubhouse, and I looked outside and they had nail polish and they were painting like our wooden swing set. And I was like, if they had asked, I would have given them real paint. Like, I don't care. I want you to be bored and I want you to be creative. They were, playing dress up. They decided to make slime, like all things that drive me a little bit nuts because they're messy. But that's where kids need to be there, right? So I like when my kids are bored, but a lot of our kids don't know how to be bored because no fault of us, they live in this stimulated society. So we have, maybe sometimes I give them suggestions. What could you go do? And sometimes I have text suggestions. Like, my kid loves coding. Go make a video game on, we just use Scratch, MIT, good app website. We use Microsoft Maker, where you can make game mazes. So it doesn't have to be a non-tech list, but give them some ideas, okay? Now, as we get into the end of school year, start of summer, transition period, I hope these tips helped you a little bit. And I just want to give you some grace over guilt, if you will. You're not failing if you're tired. You are a mom who is doing her best. It was so funny. My mother-in-law was over the other day, and she's like, how are you? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm just tired. And she goes, why? I said, life. What do you mean, why? Because I'm tired, right? It is okay to let go of some expectations in favor of peace, presence, and just existing. So give yourself some margin. Say no to a couple things. You know, Anne Lamott has this quote, almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. So give yourself that time. What I'd love for you to do is make this brain dump, delegate some things, highlight them, come up with your transition plan now, and get ready for the summer. It's going to be great. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be doing a series on kind of some summer stuff to help you really enjoy the time. I have learned how much I love summer. And I was just talking to a friend of mine too, because I feel this calling. I want a camper. I want to homeschool my kids, I think, and I just want to go. I get to the end of the school year and I'm just tired. I'm tired of the commitments and things like that. And I was like, when am I going to stop fighting what I feel is God saying, like, this is the life, like lean towards this life and take less on your plate. Like I keep fighting these signs, but if the same signs keep coming up, at some point you have to listen, right? So every time and I'm the problem, right? I sign us up for the activities. I do all the things. And so just this reminder of less is more. Last summer, we had one of the best summers ever because it was less is more. We were outside. We went out without agendas or timelines. We explored the wilderness. I love being out in nature and I want to do more of that. So we're going to take some time over the next few weeks to talk about how you can craft a summer that is slowed and lets you have joy, even if you're working like I am, right? Because it's not like I'm not taking the entire summer off. I'm still working. I'm still showing up. I do coaching calls in the Purpose Driven Mom Club 5 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do coaching calls. And then Monday, I have administrative meetings with my team. So I only technically have Thursday where I have absolutely nothing on my schedule. So part of this is deciding like, hey, I'm not scheduling anything on Thursday that has work. Even if my kids are at camp and I can work, like that's going to be a day for me, right? So what does it look like? And we'll talk about that in the next few weeks. Show notes are at purposedrivenmom.com/podcast 459. And come on over. I'll have a link over there to the May-Sember survival if you want to binge it. It's super easy, $17. You can binge very fast and help plan out your summer if you want. Otherwise, come hang out with me on Instagram at a Purpose Driven Mom, and I would appreciate if you went over, left us a nice review if this helped you at all today. Reviews are how other people find the show, and we would appreciate it.